But first at 5, drug enforcement agents carry out a massive multi-city bust. We appreciate you joining us this afternoon.
We're the DEA. We're not going after low-level retail drug traffickers. We are going after drug trafficking organizations, the network.
The badge didn't just break, it was sold. While you slept, the very men sworn to protect your family were clearing the highway for cartel convoys, turning Florida into a $90 million playground for Mexico's most violent killers. At 4:45 a.m., beneath the cold, grey Orlando sky, the silence didn't just break, it shattered. A flashbang cracked through the humidity, signaling the start of the largest anti-corruption raid Florida has seen in decades. This wasn't a routine drug bust. This was the war for the soul of the badge. From the neon streets of Miami to the quiet suburbs of Jacksonville, elite teams from the DEA, FBI, and ICE moved as a single, unstoppable machine. Drones glided silently above, thermal cameras tracking every movement, while agents below tightened their grips on rifles, waiting for the one word that would change everything: execute. In seconds, the streets erupted. The roar of Black Hawk helicopters drowned out the screams of suspects caught off guard. Doors splintered under battering rams. Poker chips flew across underground casinos as the people inside realized their protection had just evaporated. Among those caught in the headlights, Sheriff Marcos Lopez. His badge, usually a symbol of ultimate authority, gleamed under the flashing lights, not of a patrol car, but of his own arrest. Welcome to the breakdown of Operation Eclipse. This is the shocking story of how the CJNG, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, infiltrated the highest levels of Florida law enforcement, and how a massive federal dragnet finally tore that corrupt empire down. Before we dive into the dark web of shell companies and gold bars, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We track the high-stakes operations that keep our communities safe, and you won't want to miss our next deep dive into the front lines of justice. The DEA made their mission clear from the jump. They weren't interested in the low-level street dealers. No, they were hunting the architects. They were going after the networks, the drug trafficking organizations that fuel the chaos. Sheriff Lopez was allegedly the key. To the public, he preached integrity and law and order. Behind the scenes, his badge was a golden ticket for the CJNG. According to federal investigators, he wasn't just looking the other way. He was actively protecting cartel convoys as they moved poison through the state. The scale of the Eclipse network was frankly staggering. Federal analysts uncovered a financial labyrinth that would make a Wall Street shark blush. 12 shell corporations, 4 underground casinos, and 27 offshore accounts. In just 24 months, this network funneled over $90 million through Florida banks. As agents stormed illegal bars and fortified warehouses, they didn't just find drugs, they found a king's ransom. Stacks of cash piled to the ceiling, solid gold bars, and hundreds of pounds of meth, cocaine, and those deadly blue pills, fentanyl. In one raid, agents entered VIP rooms where crystal chandeliers hung above tables, covered in enough narcotics to wipe out entire zip codes. It's a chilling contrast. The high society glitter of the VIP lifestyle funded by the slow death of American communities. And if you're thinking this was just a Florida problem, think again. Corruption is a virus that doesn't respect state lines. During this investigation, it was revealed that the rot spread far. In El Paso, customs officers were found smuggling migrants and cocaine. In California, law enforcement officers were pocketing hundreds of thousands of dollars to green light cartel shipments. The badge, once a symbol of honor, had become a currency for betrayal. If this level of detail is opening your eyes to what's really happening behind the scenes, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel get these stories out to more people. Back in Florida, the federal response was nothing short of a military invasion. Within 48 hours, the operation expanded statewide. We're talking more than 700 agents, 28 SWAT teams, and 15 Black Hawk helicopters executing synchronized strikes. They hit everything: luxury mansions, front companies, even trucking depots that served as cartel hubs. By the time the smoke cleared, the haul was historic. 2.7 tons of meth, cocaine, and fentanyl seized. 133 guns taken off the streets, nearly $9 million in raw cash and gold recovered. But it wasn't all easy arrests. At one fortified underground casino, the resistance was fierce. Armed contractors, mercenaries hired by the network, actually opened fire on federal agents. A 9-minute standoff ensued, leaving 4 suspects dead and 9 more in zip ties. It was a life-or-death gamble that the criminals lost. While the tactical teams were breaching doors, the analysts in the Tampa Command Center were breaching servers. They traced encrypted ledgers going back 10 years. The most heartbreaking part? It all started small. A few envelopes of cash here, a campaign donation there, a small favor for a friend. But it ballooned into a multi-million-dollar enterprise that compromised not just local deputies, but federal agents and border inspectors too. This led to the activation of Project Sentinel. Unmarked vans rolled into precincts in Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. Imagine the look on the faces of 17 police officers, 3 border inspectors, and 2 ICE agents when their own colleagues showed up to put them in handcuffs. They were charged with selling intelligence, literally telling the cartels where the police were going to be, so the shipments could pass through safely. The fallout was massive. This wasn't something a simple press release could fix. It led to federal tribunals and congressional oversight, culminating in the Integrity Shield Act. This law now mandates rigorous audits of every department touched by the Eclipse network. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but as DEA Director Karen Walsh emphasized, this wasn't just a raid, it was survival. When a system is this compromised, you have to burn the infection out to save the patient. But there is a silver lining. Rebuilding started almost immediately. In a poetic twist of justice, former cartel-run businesses were seized and converted into rehabilitation centers. Nightclubs once used for money laundering saw their Eclipse logos torn down, replaced by banners that read, "Reclaim the Light." Youth programs and community outreach initiatives took over the spaces where deals used to go down. For the first time in years, parents in these neighborhoods felt they could let their kids play in the parks without looking over their shoulders. However, the numbers remain haunting. We've seen more overdose deaths in recent years than COVID deaths in some of our major cities. The fentanyl crisis is a national emergency. Just recently, the DEA in Colorado reported the largest fentanyl seizure in that state's history. It's a reminder that while Operation Eclipse was a massive victory, the war is far from over. As President Trump and federal agencies have signaled, immigration enforcement and narcotics interdiction will continue every single day. The promise is simple. If you betray the badge, if you poison our citizens, there is no corner of this country where you can hide. The story of Sheriff Marcos Lopez and Operation Eclipse shows us how easily the most trusted institutions can be compromised by greed. But it also shows the resilience of the men and women who don't take the money. For every corrupt officer exposed, there are thousands more working double shifts, risking their lives and refusing to break their oath. If you believe that the truth must be hunted, even when it's hiding behind a badge, do one thing for me. Hit that like button right now. It stands as a vote for integrity. The war for the badge is a war for the future of our communities. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next breakdown. Justice never sleeps.